one of my subscribers has requested that I make longer videos. Most of the time I tend to make my videos short, so that viewers will not become easily bored and still understand what is going on. But from now on I will be making longer videos that will go into more detail, and I will be doing more research, so that it will be beneficial to the quality of my future videos. Like other channels, I run the risk of my channel getting terminated if I continue to use copyrighted music. So from now on, to avoid any further risks of getting any copyright strikes, I will be using non-copyrighted music from independent music providers. So please show your support to these music artists and visit their social media to help promote their music. I will link all the music that I use in the description, as well as any other information. So with this little disclaimer finished, let's get into today's theory video. How powerful is observation haki? Most people agree that armament haki is superior to observation haki. But this is not true. Observation haki is just as powerful, if not equal to armament haki. In this video this is what I shall explain. People believe that all observation haki can do during a fight is to give the user the ability to predict the movements that their opponents are going to make, and this allows them to dodge and be safe from any harm. Some say that observation haki cannot affect the opponent in any way, but this is far from the truth. So far armament haki has been seen to have two main uses: defensive use, for blocking against powerful attacks that can do damage to the point of severing a limb, or worse; and offensive use, to give the user the ability to touch and inflict damage to a low-gear devil fruit user, as well as to increase the power and destructive capability of a normal attack. Observation haki, however, has only been shown to have a defensive capability, which is dodging. This led me to believe that we have not yet seen the full power of observation haki. After the time skip, armament haki has been given a distinctive dark color so that readers can identify what is going on more clearly, whereas observation haki has been illustrated as an aura which forms as a light silhouette in a dark background. When Sanji dives into a lake on Punk Hazard, in search of Kineman's missing limbs, he says that he can't sense Kineman's life force, due to there being other marine organisms with a stronger life force than him, so he must be growing weak. Sanji uses the term life force, which is particularly interesting. Rayleigh said that one of observation haki's main features is the ability to sense the strength of your opponent. This indicates that observation haki allows the user to sense their opponent's life force, and this is how they are able to dodge and sense their strength. But how can being able to sense your opponent's life force help during a fight? For this we will use Sanji as an example. Sanji has been trained by Red Leg Zeph, and thus has inherited his martial arts style known as Red Leg style, and he has modified it into the now infamous Black Leg style. Sanji has also been trained by Emporio Ivankov in the martial arts style known as New Karma Kenpo. If Sanji is a martial artist, it would make sense for him to specialize in armament haki, right? However, he specializes in observation haki, but why would Oda do this? Alpha Too Late just finished a theory on Zoro and Sanji. Link in the description. We know that Zoro is stronger than Sanji by only a little bit, so it makes sense to make Zoro specialize in armament haki and have Sanji specialize in observation haki. This shows that both forms of haki are almost on the same level of power, with armament haki being more powerful by just a small percentage. Have you ever heard of the term pressure points? Let me elaborate. Pressure points can be defined as vulnerable spots in the body, that when if you apply pressure on them, you can either inflict a huge amount of damage, or even kill someone. In real life, most martial artists use pressure points as the basis for their fighting style to ensure the best possible outcome. In other words, observation haki can be used offensively, as it would allow users to identify weak and vulnerable points in their opponent's body, and use pressure points to immobilize them, by granting them the power to see their life force. This theory is very possible as the use of pressure points has already been shown in the anime. It has been seen when Zoro knocks out Sanji with his sword, during his fight with Guma. Since Sanji uses martial arts, it makes sense for him to use observation haki. because he tends to think and plan out his attacks, making him a more strategic opponent, whereas Zoro depends on brute force only, so he has to have armament Haki for his attacks to be powerful. Recap: 1. Observation Haki and armament Haki can be used offensively and defensively. 2. Observation Haki grants the user the power to see the life force of opponents. 3. Pressure points and weaknesses can be identified when using Observation Haki. 4. Observation Haki is strategic whilst armament Haki is brute force. Thanks for watching and I hope you enjoyed. Comment if you want, like and don't forget to subscribe.